Action. Let's roll. My career in technology started about 8 years ago. First was a UX designer, so I designed products and interfaces. And after that, I became a growth marketer or a growth hacker, which is a little bit of a negative term, but it's not really negative. In 2017, I had my first contact with the blockchain space, but it was all vague to me. It was all like a smokescreen, scammy. I didn't really understand what people were trying to achieve. During the last fork of Bitcoin, somehow the people in that last fork made sense to me. And there are a couple of key people that are also known in the space that I had a chat with in Amsterdam, because some live in Amsterdam. And they really taught me, that really made me a fan of Bitcoin and become like completely focused on that. I saw a couple of hackathons, the first 2 hackathons, I believe. The hackathons are always rockstar moments, right? Entrepreneurs get to shine with their new product. And when I was looking at all these hackathons, I was like, I can do that too. I want to be one of those people too. So at the 3rd hackathon in February, I decided to tweet something out. And I'm never vocal on social media platforms. But this time I was like, why not? I need to reach out and ask for help on a development perspective, because I'm not a developer. So I'm happy to build something. I have skills, but I'm not a developer. That's the beauty about Bitcoin. It doesn't really require you to know how to code to understand Bitcoin. Bitcoin is more about game theory, economics. And I was so lucky that the development team from Belgium reached out to me. We started to brainstorm. We did workshops to kind of get to a initial seed idea and something that we could participate in the hackathon that was reachable, but also that we could build out over time, that had a larger vision. Hackathons are a great way to kind of spark new ideas, spark new people. Our hackathon was actually 2 months. We put everything together in one digital whiteboard, a mural, and we started scoring all the ideas and started brainstorming. And then we kind of came to the conclusion that every idea that we had boiled down to that we had to build this fundamental infrastructure where we could build an idea on top of. We actually built a product that was working, that solved some problems, and we could monetize. It wasn't really a project, it was really the start of a business venture. The guys were primarily in Belgium and they were developing the product, and I was more focused on all the marketing parts of it. And then we found API marketplaces. One of them, the largest one, more consumer-facing, is called Zapier. API marketplace that already allows you to connect thousands of everyday apps, of like mainstream consumer apps, to your API. If we build this scalable infrastructure as a fundament, and then our first API connection will be with this API marketplace, then we can already show the benefits and the power of blockchain in all these different apps, to show how you could use blockchain, to show how you could use micropayments. I've even integrated my Google Assistant at home with Kyrt and the blockchain, so I can send micropayments. I can really easily show that. So I normally do all the cleaning in my house, but whenever my partner does the cleaning, I'm so proud of her. So I have integrated Alexa with Kyrt to send her a micropayment whenever she does the dishes. Send a micropayment to my girlfriend.
Is she worth it?
She is.
Triggering send my partner a reward now.
She just received 5 cents. Okay, so let's go over to our API now. Kaboom! All right, so we're here. Let's have a look at our dashboard. So this dashboard is basically an interface that shows you everything that is happening with your blockchain integration. So we can see how many credits we have left. These are the amount of transactions you can make, how much Satoshis I have in my wallet, the amount of automations I have running, errors, which there are 2, 3, completed actions, payments made, and the transaction history. All right, so now we've looked at the dashboard. Let's create an automation directly in Kyrt. We're gonna name this app called Reward New Twitter Followers, because that's the automation we want to make. Whenever a new Twitter follower comes into our Twitter, we send them a micropayment. So this automation starts with Twitter, because Twitter is going to trigger it. So that's the trigger event. Continue. We choose our account. We choose Kyrt official's account. We test the trigger. So let's see what it gets. An example follower. Emre, no. Tige, yes. So here in the description we can see a handle of Handcash, I think. So let's go with that. Now we want an action. We want to extract the handle out of the Twitter bio, so we can send in a micropayment. So we use Kyrt for that. And we click the action Extract Paymail. We choose our Kyrt account. And then we need to tell Kyrt what data we're going to feed it so it can extract the paymail out of that. And what we want is we want the description of the Twitter follower, or the bio of the Twitter follower, which is here. It's a dynamic field. Now we're going to see how it can convert into a paymail. Boom. Paymail is tige@handcash.io. So now we have extracted the paymail. Now we need to create a micropayment. So we create a new action, which is with Kyrt 2. And the event is send a micropayment. So this is the data. Let's test and review. Boom. So here's the transaction ID. Let's go to what's on chain. See what happens. And it's posted to the chain, still unconfirmed, but it's there. So let's turn on this app, because now every time when someone follows us on Twitter, we send them a micropayment. And this is an incentive actually to follow our Twitter account, so we can advertise with that too. But this is only one of the thousands of options you can build, because any app that you use every day, you can integrate with blockchain. And as you can see, it's not the easiest way to do it, but it's a no-code development platform. So it's not a consumer-facing product development tool that does not require code. And that is very powerful, because then entrepreneurs, builders, can still build complex solutions without knowing how to code. And that's what we're all about. The hackathon was our pilot of the team. And then after we become a finalist, we were, of course, very happy, and that boosted the morale a lot. And then we were like, we're a good team, let's continue, let's build this out. In the blockchain ecosystem as a whole, everybody is putting so much trust and responsibility in the hands of developers. Let's forget about developers. I mean, we need developers, no harm intent there. But we really need to focus on business development and marketing people. Time is scarce, and we're really in a unique position. The people in BSV have such an advantage right now. Take that time and really try to build something, a real solution. Try to build a real business, because once the word comes out, once people understand that BSV is Bitcoin, then you're gonna get fierce competition, and you want to be ahead of that. Try to think bigger, try to really envision a larger vision for a larger time scale, and then trim that down onto an MVP, a minimum viable product for your hackathon application. With Kyrt, we actually landed our first large corporate client, and this is going to be the largest thing on BSV so far. I can't say anything about it yet, but keep your eyes on bitblocks.live.